Well, hello everybody and welcome along to Harker Oval. Peter Jolly with you in the commentary box. Welcome along to a dull and overcast New Lambton, but we haven't had any rain, and just checking the bureau a few moments ago, it looks like we're going to be in for a dry afternoon here at Harker Oval. Thanks for tuning in to the Newcastle Herald, or wherever you may be tuning in on across the Fairfax Regional Network. We thank you for your time and support throughout season 2014. Well, the Western Suburbs Rosellas, they haven't won a game for 4 weeks, and incidentally, I should say, the last time they actually did come away with 2 competition points was back in round 12 against Lakes. They got up that day by 28 points to 20. In the commentary box this afternoon, all the way from Cessnock, we know him as the Big Swede, Steve Dunstan. Good afternoon, Steve.
Yeah, good afternoon, Peter. And it's a great chance for West to get back into some form today here at Harker Oval. Overcast means it's going to be a pretty sharp sort of a game. The field looks okay out there, so it's rugby league conducive. So we'll expect the ball to be thrown around a bit. Reserve grade showed that. Really tight game. Ended up going to Western Suburbs, but West are looking to get back on track after some fairly ordinary performances. And I think this is an up-and-coming Lakes side with in the next few years is going to be a really hard side to beat.
Okay, well, we might go through the Lakes United Seagulls side before kick-off here this afternoon. At fullback is Jake Kelly. On the wings is Matt Craig and also Marcel Eichen-Ofo. In the centres is Josh Charles and Jamie Baker. The 6 is Jay Sullivan. The 7 is Jake Hawkins. The prop is Tom Sherman. Denny Kerr. A lot of experience. Look out for a big game from him. Bit of a Queensland Cup experience as well, playing a few seasons up there with the Burleigh Bears. Nathan Campbell in 10. Dylan Hart in 11. 12 is Ben Stone, of course Rick Stone's son, and Ben Sams locking the scrum in jersey number 13. The interchange bench for the Lakes United Seagulls this afternoon. In 14 is Brent Gentles, 15 is Rob Mason, and 17 is Chance Burgess. So we're just awaiting now for the home side, the defending premiers, to come out onto the field, aiming for their 3rd year as premiers, not since 97, 98 and 1999, has a club in the Newcastle Rugby League been able to achieve that. So let's go through the Western Suburbs Rosellas, of course, coached by Craig Miller. At fullback today is Scott Blanche. On the wings is Ryan Lamb and also Michael Hendry. Simon Williams and Steve Gordon in the centres. The 5/8 halfback is Jade Porter and Brad Murray. The prop is Mark Tafua, James Wolford, Ryan Petro, Mitch Williams, Peter Mannion, and locking the scrum for the Rosellas is Lucas Miller. The interchange for them, David Dryden, Mark Farrer, Liam McKenna, and of course the younger brother of Mark Tafua, Larry Tafua. And as I mentioned at the top, they're coached by Craig Miller. So the Western Suburbs Rosellas are on the park. They're going to be defending the southern end in the first half. As we mentioned at the top, Western Suburbs, they haven't had a fantastic month of rugby league. Last time they won was against the same side that you're seeing on your screen right now, 28-20 in round 12. Of course, a fortnight ago, they fell to Central Newcastle, right here on Bar TV, and South Newcastle. So we're underway. Harker Oval, the venue, and the Western Suburbs Rosellas bring it back through Ryan Petro, and he runs into the defensive line, and he's being brought down there by Denny Kerr. Where will it come now? They continue to charge up the middle of the field. As we mentioned, dull, overcast skies in Newcastle. But can the Western Suburbs Rosellas get back on the scoreboard here this afternoon? Of course, they're without Callan Richardson and Jake Finn. Of course, those 2 players broke a few team rules before the previous Lakes game. Of course, since then, they've been over in Hawaii. Back to Tafua. He crosses the halfway line, and he's dropped down in the cricket pitch area. And it's pretty cut up here this afternoon as well. They're going to kick now off the boot of Murray. Bangs it downfield, heading towards the touchline. Will it go into touch? No, it doesn't. Cut off there by Kelly, Big Swede, and he's back into the field of play, 8 metres out from their own goal line.
Yeah, well, ideal first set from Western Suburbs there. Just a plain, ordinary get-forward set on the back of a good kick, and now they have Lakes 20 metres out from their own goal line.
Of course, Lakes United Seagulls, 8th on the competition ladder. They've been able to manage 4 wins this season. They've lost their fair share as well. 9, last premiership back in 2007. For the Seagulls, of course, they're coached by Ding Noonan, the former Newcastle Knight, New South Wales Cup assistant coach. So in their first set of 6 on match day, unfolding here at Harker Oval, an iconic venue for the Newcastle Rugby League. They're going to kick and chase. Will they get to the football back? That's what they do. Lucky. Number 5 in Michael Henry was there to save the day for the Rosellas. Changeover back on halfway, Steve.
Yeah, a fairly outlandish kick there from the Lakes player Jay Sullivan. Looking for an edge. If the ball had to come up a bit earlier, we might have seen the Lakes winger get in the clear. Very, very tough defence there from West coming out of their own end. Meant Lakes really struggled for ground. So if they keep that up, Lakes are going to really struggle to get down in the area where they need to score points.
And they continue to go wide through Murray. He offloaded the pass, and this is Peter Mannion. He's back from Hawaii. Of course, an easy defeat over the Hawaiian residents, the Country Rugby League, a few weeks ago. This is Tufua, runs into Tom Sherman. He'll play the football back now. Wolford comes left. Porter goes out wide. They're coming up quickly, the Lakeside, and that's what they need to do. Blanche will play the ball back. This is Gordon. Away now off the boot of Murray. Towering kick. Ball's touched. Ball will go into the end goal area. There's a race for the football. Western Suburbs may have scored the try. In fact, they have. Listen for the referee's whistle. There's no doubt in the world this will not be a try. And there it is. First try for the Western Suburbs Rosellas, Steve. They're on the scoreboard after 5 minutes. They lead 4-0.
Yeah, I think it looked a fairly innocuous kick there. Just that the winger and the fullback didn't make any commentary to each other coming in to get the football and looked like a little confused in the air. Came off the Ikafifa. No, that is it.
Good old Ikanifu.
Ikanifu.
Tongue twister and a half.
We'll get it right. Came off the back. Simply the West winger coming through, got to the ball first, and it looks like a fairly good try to West there.
Indeed it was. They didn't have to wait long to score the first points of the afternoon. And we're just seeing the replay now. The ball was touched and flying through was the winger in Ryan Lamb, who has scored the try for the Western Suburbs Rosellas. Their winger has been able to score first points. So a tremendous start for the Western Suburbs Rosellas. Of course, they've won 10 competition games. They've only lost 2 all season, and that was only in the last 4 weeks. They fell victim to Central Newcastle and then South Newcastle a few weeks ago. Absolutely put the can through them. Here's the conversion. It's a successful one. So after 5 minutes, Big Swede, it's 6-0 in favour of the defending premiers.
A kick is always going to be an opportunity to score points in these types of games, and what's got to happen is, as we said before, the fullback, the wingers have got to have good commentary, let each other know who's getting the football, and put a name on it, and that'll save any of that sort of stuff going on. But, Lakes' line speed has been very good to open the game, so they put some pressure on the West ball carriers, but West is still making ground up the middle, so West look like they've come here to play today.
To the 40-metre line they come. They're trying to not go anywhere near that cricket pitch. Might be a hard thing to not do, as now Wolford goes to the right-hand side of the field. They cross the halfway line. They're tackling in numbers, the Seagulls, and that's what they need to do. They need to wrap up the ball carrier at every opportunity. Back to Lucas Miller. You can't miss him. He's got the strapping around the head. Takes it down inside the 30. Back to Murray. Right boot to the ball. Not the best kick you'll ever see, but credit for the Seagulls. They're able to put pressure on him. And with the ball now is Jamie Baker, and he runs into Mark Tafua. And also downstairs there was Peter Mannion, 15 metres short of the halfway line. We've had 8 minutes of play here on Bar TV and Lakes United Seagulls. Last premiership back in 2007, taking on the defending premiers of 2013 right here on your very own screen. The Seagulls, they haven't had much opportunity down inside the Rosellas end of the field yet, have they? Ball played back now. Where will it come this time? This is Kerr. He reaches out, goes to short side, picks up valuable metres from dummy half. Good run there by the former Queensland Cup player. Good set here from the Seagulls. They're going to kick it towards the in-goal area. They've got to play at it. And back goes Blanche. And he's back into the field of play. Only just by 2 metres.
Yeah, well, numbers and tackles are what Lakes need now. They need to get 2, 3, 4 numbers and tackles. Keep the West players down inside their own 20-metre area. Make them work hard to get out so they're kicking from, say, their 30, which will give them good field position.
Wolford spinning it from left to right-hand side of the field. As they approach their own 20-metre line, the Rosellas. That looked flat. As you can see there, Jake Hawkins in defence put his hands up in disbelief. Don't get Big Swede started about referees after yesterday's performance. Here's the kick inside the 40, was it? They're going to batter it back. The ball has gone into touch. Now, did he kick it just outside the 40?
Well, it won't matter because it's gone out before the 20-metre line of the other area. Just Lakes did pretty well then. Just a really good kick out of dummy half, so West changing things up already. But Lakes just need to maintain getting 2, 3 numbers in the tackles to slow West down, stop their go forward. That's what it's all about with West. Got to stop them playing at the other end of the field.
Okay, let's see what they can do. And of course, Steve, the Swede Dunstan, a very proud moment yesterday, mate. 3 of your youngest sons all in the one squad. What a proud moment for a dad.
Yeah, the only prouder moment would have been if I could have been out there with them. Or their grandparents could have been over from New Zealand to watch them run around. Yeah, very proud. The youngest bloke's only 17, so he's making his debut yesterday. We have a few injuries and a bit short across the board, so yeah, it was really good to see. Really proud moment.
They've got quick go forward from dummy half today, don't they? This is Kerr again. Over the halfway line, inside the Rosellas' territory by 8 metres. He'll play the football back now. Here come the Seagulls. They're on the last tackle, though. This is Kerr. Sends it back to his halfback in Hawkins. Blanche's underneath it. Takes it well at the back. Looks up. He's got the welcoming reception right in front of him, but he beat 2. Didn't want to shake hands with any of the first ones, and he's brought down there by Ben Sams. 30 metres out from his own line, out of Ryan Lamb. He comes in off the wing and takes the shoulder there of Dylan Harton. As we mentioned, Western Suburbs Rosellas, they last won against, well, it's been what was it, about the 6th of July, 4 weeks ago. They won against today's opponents, the Lakes United Seagulls. And of course, the last 2 weeks have been beaten by Central and South. Here's the kick, angling towards the touchline. About 10 metres out, but fielded there by Jake Kelly. And the defence comes through there by Michael Henry, and they drag him into the ground, 10 metres out from their own line. Now they're Matt Craig, runs into Hendry. Quick play the football. They're not allowing progress, are they? This is a better run there by Josh Charles. Takes the Seagulls out towards their 30-metre line.
I like the look of West line speed today too. They look since last time I saw them here, they look as though they're getting off the line really well. So just this guy playing 9 for Lakes, I've watched him play 3 or 4 times this year. He's going to be an outstanding player, and I can't see him being maintained at this level because he's a little bit better than that.
The Rosellas now out to their 20-metre line. As we mentioned throughout the week, there's speculation about Jade Porter's future. He wants to stay at the club, that the rumour mill certainly in overdrive. A lot of talk this week about the prospect of Cessnock's Riley Brown. Could be a possible player here next year for the Western Suburbs Rosellas, but I guess that will all depend on a few things. Here's the kick now. So they got good field territory to start their fresh set. This is Nathan Campbell. He beat Tafua. He offloads the ball. Iconofo beat 1, beat 2, still going. Well, the Seagulls, can they keep this type of rugby league going for the full 80? That's the question. Down inside the 30-metre line, they come storming back. Petro's in the tackle along with Wolford. The Seagulls on the attack. 30 metres out from the line. Back to Harton. He runs into Peter Mannion and also Ryan Petro. 12 metres out. Trailing by 6 points to nil. Looking for first point of the match. Great ball back on the inside. Can they cross the line? No, they can't. A metre short of the goal line. Harton finds Hawkins. He goes himself. Flicks it back to the left-hand side of the field. They straighten up through Harton. He'll score. They're over. That's a try to the Seagulls. They've been able to repel and response quickly. 6-4 kick to come.
Yeah, well, it looked like Ben Sams, who's playing his 100th game for Lakes today. Ben Sams seems like he's been around since the Dead Sea was sick. It went very close there, but the ball came to the right-hand side. There was an interchange between the halfback, went back to the back rower and Dylan Harton. He burst through two sort of lazy West tackles and went over 20 metres to the right-hand side of the posts.
Credit to the Seagulls. So far they're here to play football. They haven't got much to lose against the defending premiers. So I guess Dean Noonan just wanted them to go out here today and Big Sweden just have a bit of fun, bit of razzle-dazzle.
Well, when we played Lakes, I honestly thought they're one of the best sides that we've come up against all year. However, we did put a score on in the second half. We had a lot of footy, a lot of things went our way and a lot of luck. But they're a very comprehensive football side, young football side with a good deal of ability. So I think, like next 2-3 years, Lakes have come through a fairly torrid time. I think you're going to see a rebound in the Lakes Seagulls.
Oh, the ball's hit the post. How unfortunate. So no change on the Bar TV scoreboard. So it's 6 points to 4 in the washout refixture in the real NRL, the season 2014. And don't forget, I think I witnessed, well, probably not from a Cessnock's point of view, but from a fan's point of view, yesterday was an incredible match of rugby league. Macquarie and Cessnock played out a 28-all draw. I mean, yes, you can say there might have been one or two dusty decisions against Cessnock, but the way Cessnock scored that try in the last 30 seconds, that was just unbelievable. I know that a lot of people have said we should have won that match. We should have came away with 2. Still came away with 1. Better than 0. But now it's all about just keeping on winning until the last premiership game, I guess, Steve, in the next few weeks.
Well, it is. It's about winning. The good part at the end of this draw is West, South, Central, they're all, and sort of Macquarie, they're all playing each other. So you can't afford to lose. So 1 point yesterday was that valuable. It's unbelievable. However, if you want to talk to me about the referees, I'll just say this. Some days you're the dog, some days you're the hydrant. And that'll do, okay? That'll save me going to the referee's appointment board on Thursday night.
Might be going there for another reason after that. On the halfway line. They might be summoned in you as we speak. Waratah Police, he's in the commentary box. 30 metres out from the line. But, that's just coming from a passionate rugby league man having I don't know, Steve Kidd said on Twitter last night, this season, he just thinks the refereeing has been atrocious. That's Steve Kidd's words on Twitter. They're not mine, by the way. Matt Harris plays the ball back 25 metres out from the goal line. They're coming back onto the attack. This is Sams with the ball. 4 metres out, trailing by 2. Is there another try in him here? Back to Sullivan. He takes on the fullback in Blanche. He'll play the football back now. Where will it come this time? Back it comes to Sherman. Great ball out the back. And this is Burgess. He's on the line, and he's being dragged back there by Jade Porter. Last tackle now coming up. Penalty from right in front. Well, he's not going to put anybody to a bin, but again, 10 years ago, he probably would have been sent to the sin bin.
Well, I think you only get sent to the sin bin for foul play or swearing at the ref.
In this day and age. Oh, the rules have gone out the window at all levels, not just in the Newcastle Rugby League, it seems. This is Kerr. They're back on the attack, second tackle. They spin it out wide. With the ball now is Craig. He takes the line on, and he's going to be upended there by Peter Mannion. They're a metre out from the goal line. 6 points to 4. Good game so far. Back to Stone. Upended. Of course, Rick Stone, name been in the press in the last weeks. Is he off to the Newcastle Knights next year? And is he going to take Craig Miller with him? Here's the chance to go to the front. 2 metres away from the goal line. Kerr from the Queensland Cup plays it back. Back to Hawkins. They're going to kick out wide for their winger. Anybody's ball. They come down and score. What a try there by Marcel Iconofo. Went up, went down. Gee whiz, I thought we were at the SCG.
Always looked dangerous there, didn't he? And so did Lakes. They're really putting some pressure on West on their edges. And I think if you look there, Ben Sams made a really, really punishing run in the middle, pulled some defenders in. The ball came to the right, went back to the left. It was a very good pinpoint kick to the edge. Both the Wests and the Lakes winger went up, and Ikefanifo came down with it and scored a great try.
And this is it right now on the Bar TV replay. Keep your eye on the kicker. He was onside. No doubt in the world was he onside today. And look at the jubilation there from Jay Sullivan in the background, the 5'8". And the try has been awarded. Well, a shock to many maybe. We've had 17 minutes of the match, and the Seagulls leading the defending premiers by 8 points to 6 with a kick to come from the touchline. Let's see if they can bang it over. It's coming back around, but just waved away. So no change on the Bar TV scoreboard after 17 minutes. It's Lakes United Seagulls coming second last over the first place Western Suburbs Rosellas by 8 points to 6.
I'm not sure that's their regular goal kicker, Lakes, but really important that when you score tries that you come up with the extra 2 points, you know, leading 12 points to 6 instead of 8 points to 6 is a valuable lead at this stage of the game. Look, whoever scores next is really going to put some pressure on this game. I like the way Lakes look at the moment. They seem to have got a little bit buoyant after that first try, and some of the players are trying things. The dummy half, Danny Kerr, he's really serving up some nice pills. So the guys on the outside are getting to the edges really quickly.
We watched a fast-paced game yesterday. These players must have been watching that on Bar TV. This is quite hectic too. Over the 40-metre line they come. This is Ben Stone. Runs into Petro.
I actually thought yesterday's game, physically, was one of the most physical games I'd seen in the NRL in a lot of years.
Yeah, here's an error. You don't see that often from Michael Hendry. But he stuffed that up, for a better word, 10 metres out from his own goal line. Well, it's not their day so far, the Rosellas.
Well, this is where the Lakes United team will have a set play. They'll have something they practice during the week, and they're about to put it on. I suggest that the ball will either go to Vakaya or in the centres, and the fullback will make an extra man on the deep, and will really put West under pressure here from the scrum feed.
Okay. Nostradamus. Let's see what he can do. To the left-hand side. This is the way they come. Good play here. Craig takes the line on. Will he go into touch? They push him up and drive him close, and he's into touch. Old mate out there puts his yellow flag up. Well, they went that way, Big Sweet, but unfortunately, they've ended up on the track.
Yeah, well, what happened was that winger coming around just got too lateral, made it easy for the guys coming from the inside to pick him up, drove him into the touchline, and probably that's a great advantage that Lakes had then, and they've turned it over on the first tackle. I think their coach down there would be have his head in his hands.
Well, the Rosellas averaging 28 points per match in attack. They're only conceding 15 points in defence, while for the Lakes United Seagulls, it's the other side of the coin, isn't it, by quite a few more extra points. They've averaged only 20 this year in attack and conceded a whopping 32 points. As we see now, the defending premiers down by 2 points. Tofua, most experienced of the forwards out there. The eldest of the Tofua brothers, this is Wolford. They go short, Mannion, as we said, been on what many described as a junket over in Hawaii. He's picked up a bit of a tan over there as well. The 20 is with it. This is Larry Tofua on the cricket pitch area. Outside the 40, the kick. Down to the winger. That's Matt Craig. Had to go high, collect the ball. Now he runs into 3. And they knock him into the turf.
Well, you notice Jack Kelly for Lake. The Lakes fullback's actually sitting on the bench. He picked up either a hamstring or an ankle injury. I wasn't quite sure when he came off, but we'll see if we can find out a little bit more about that at half time.
Kerr. They cross the halfway line. Rob Mason takes the tackle there of Larry and Wolford. To the 30-metre line they come. They don't want to go down, do they? But Mitch Williams says, come back here and I'll put you down. Kerr, beating everything. Short. Can they offload? No, they can't on this occasion.
Well, 2 little tip-ons there by Lakes. It just got to the outside. If there was another tip-on then, they had a big hole to run into.
Here's the kick into the in-goal area. They'll have to play at it and take it dead. Goal line dropout. Superb kick there by Lakes United.
Yeah, well, 3 quick passes out of dummy half. You're going to find an edge. You're running at the C or the D defender. And if you don't, we haven't got a lot of people moving up on that west edge. It really looked dangerous in from Lakes.
So we'll have the goal line drop out in Western Suburbs. A bit shell-shocked in the opening few moments of the match. The team of champions, though, they need to come good. And they need to come good at this time of the season. It's been a woeful 4 weeks for them, and Craig Miller has admitted that he's not happy. Don't think he'd be happy after 20 minutes of this match in the first half either. 15 in from that eastern touchline. Over the 20, up towards the 10.
There's that 2-man play again by Lakes. Just getting into edge, forcing the defenders to adjust defensively, left and right.
Here's a backline move. Marcel Iconofo takes the tackle there of Tafua. Kerr. Dropping it. Jake Hawkins just puts it down cold. Sweet. 15 out from the Rosellas goal line.
Yeah, it's sort of pretty awful set there from Lakes. They went one way, they went the other. They got some good structure on the first 2 plays, but then it sort of broke down when Vakea came to the right. And slow play the ball. Ball went to the centre, put it down quite easy. Look, I'm looking. The Lakes team, they're trained and coached. We've got Dean Noonan. We've also got former Knights conditioner Lee Clark doing the conditioning for things. So I don't think we'll see these guys back off at all. I know Lee's been training them very hard and working them hard in the gym. So, look, they look fit, Lakes, and their leg speed is very, very good at the moment.
Running from dummy half, the defending premiers. As Kerr takes the tackle. They go over the halfway line. 15 is with it. This is Farah. Plays it back to Wolford. Scampers from dummy half. Picked up vital metres and metres that his side needed. They come the commentary side. They're going to kick off the boot of Porter. Bangs it towards the touchline, and it will roll into touch. 8 metres away from the Seagulls goal line. Well, we mentioned there the rumour mills in overdrive about Riley Brown coming from Cessnock. Do you know anything much about that, Big Steve? That'd be a big blow if he comes to West, for your point of view, mate.
Well, the rumour mill's always working overtime. Look, Riley was been suspended for the last 2 games. He's been at the match, last 2 matches, and added something to the coaching department, which is always good. A bloke of his experience and intelligence. Look, I just think it's just. I don't think West would like to get rid of Jade Porter. He's a fantastic player, got a heap of ability, and he's a player out there that the other guys like to play with. Pretty much on the same course as Riley, but I know nothing. I've heard nothing. I'm a bit like Maxwell Smart, in that area. I know nothing. Oh no, that's not him. That's
you know nothing, but I bet you know plenty. 20 metres out from the line. No comment, as they say.
That was actually Colonel Schultz, wasn't it? I
Good
know
old
nothing.
Colonel, he knows nothing. And Big Swede knows plenty, but tells us he knows nothing. 10 metres out from the halfway line. Well, just on that, I mean, if the Western Suburbs Rosellas win the grand final, I think you'll find they've got around 650 points to use, and a few judges throughout the week are saying that if Brown does come across the Rosellas, that will take about 300 points in the value. So interesting times ahead. They've just got to get to the grand final yet and win it for Craig Miller and their supporters, the Western Suburbs Rosellas. In the last month, as we keep on saying, Craig Miller is not a happy camper. And
Well,
here we see another penalty coming up shortly.
It's a massive bite out of your salary cap. You know, if you've only got $650 and one player takes $300, I'm not sure any club can afford to do that. However, you know, at the end of the day, West are a fabulous club. They've got some really good juniors coming through, and they've always had good, strong reserve grade and 23 sides. So, you know, if one club can do it, they can.
And here's the replay. Just a little bit of a lift in that tackle around the legs. And over the top there was Brad Murray. So a penalty will go the way of the Seagulls.
Yeah, well, that's a bit like a council pool in the wintertime, Pete. There's nothing in it.
Not much in it. The big Swede. He's on fire today in the Bar TV commentary box, and that's why he's here to add the colour to the Newcastle Rugby League. He's worth every cent to Bar TV. Harton now takes it down to the 10-metre line. He's even brought his own water after last week, 25 metres out from their own goal line. To the left-hand side of the field, comes back to Campbell. He runs into Mark Tafua. And his brother's over the top there in Larry Tafua. A metre out from the 10-metre line. Back then out of Sullivan. He now finds Hawkins. Oh, that was a woeful attempt at catch, but you can't blame the winger out there. He got a pathetic pass, and I'm speaking of Chance Burgess, who got a late call-up to replace Ryan Walsh, who was scheduled into the team car, but had a bit of an incident out the back, and lucky Chance Burgess was there to save the day.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like playing laterally before you've earned the right to. You've got to go forward in these games. You've got to put dent in them, like get the defence working either side of the ruck, and then you can find some holes. Playing laterally usually comes up with a result like that. And the ball went well behind the winger then.
Okay. So the lock forward this time. Got it away to Michael Hendry. Penalty going the way to the Rosellas here. 20 metres out from their own goal line. And Murray doesn't want to waste any time at all. Puts boot to the ball, and it's a good touch finder. He found touch, sweet, too short of the halfway line.
Yeah, very good kick there from Murray. And West need to lift the intensity here. They need to come up with something. It's 12 minutes to go to half time, and they really need to lift. They need to get some go forward here.
This is their time to do it. Murray on the inside. Back to Lucas Miller. He goes down now about 31 metres away from the line. Comes back then out of the way. The Porter throws the dummy. Runs into traffic and finished off there. 21 metres away from the line. Warriors 48, Canberra 0 in the NRL down in Canberra. 12 metres out. Trailing by 8 points to 6, the Rosellas. Is it going to stay that way for much longer? Mannion offloading. Murray. This is Williams. Goes to the line and score. The centre three-quarter strikes back for the Rosellas. They're on the scoreboard now. Well, they're on the scoreboard for the second time. They've gone to the front with 8 to go in the first half.
Yeah, well, as I suggested, West really needed to come up with something. They've been down there in the defensive end of the field for about the last 10 minutes. Not much has been happening for them in attack. They get up here once, and they just got the ball to the edge, and a very strong run by by Simon Williams. Crashed over on the right-hand side, really untouched.
Coming up on the replay, you'll see how they ended up executing their play. Tafua ran the decoy out the back. Good short ball there from Murray to Mannion. Got it back there to Murray. And the centre three-quarter, Simon Williams, beat 3 and left the winger out there in Matt Craig. All ends up to go in for the second try for the afternoon for the Western Suburbs Rosellas, but a big score in the nation's capital.
Absolutely, and for all those coaches out there, whether it be under 7s coach up to under 16s and whatever, and B grade, C grade coaches, yeah, just think that guy's on $450,000 a year. They've got a team worth $5 million a year, and yet the score represents 48-0 currently with about 15 minutes to go. So it's not all is not lost. And I'd just like to say hello to all the volunteers out there from all the clubs, the canteen people who work on the yard, on the gates, the people who work on the fields, people who work in the change rooms, everyone that does something for nothing at the clubs. You're what the football's all about in Newcastle. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, well said there, Swede. You know, it's as you mentioned, the timekeepers from Western. Every club in the real NRL. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a rugby league competition, let alone a broadcast, let alone come along on a Sunday afternoon to Harker Oval and watch. It's what every player dreams about in Newcastle, playing rugby league for your local side. And haven't we seen many a beauty coming out of the western suburbs Rosellas in the last 20, 30, 40 odd years. Now over the 40-metre line through to Fua. Flicks it out the back. Good well. Via play to the left. Did they put it through their hands? Here they go. Hendry down the sideline. Beat one. Still going Henry. Up over the 20. Crashed into the tackle there by Burgess. Farah. Here goes the dummy half. They're on the fourth tackle. Back to Porter. On it comes a Larry Tafua. Inside the 20.
Short back on the left.
West's 10. Lakes 8. Numbers this way. Gordon offloads the ball. Hendry for the line. He's in. Has he got the ball down? He's in the touch. No try. Well, the referee's put his flag up. I will have to have a look at that on the Bar TV replay.
From where I am, it's very hard to tell, but like the touch judge is perfectly in line with it. He's the only one can make that call. He's giving the referee the advice, and he's come up with no try.
In the faith of the referees, in the faith of the replay. So let's see if he's got it right. Everybody eyeing off the referee, stare-balling the referee to see if he got it right. Let's have a look. The pass was okay. Look, well, he's out, you reckon?
Yeah,
look for a foot on the line.
His left foot
there
goes into touch, yeah.
Well, we can't blame the referee for that one. Did well. Credit there to his touch judge as well for that occasion.
Yeah, and that's a really good decision by the touch judge then, because that could have made a hell of a difference coming into half-time if that try would have been scored. Good decision.
And don't forget the Denny Vaughan Sportsman's Dinner Night on the 16th of August out there at the Toronto Workers Club as well. $60 per person or a table of 10 for $500. Guest speakers on the night will be Peter Tunks and Parramatta legend Brett Kenny.
I'd really like to see the Lakes outside backs get in and get into dummy half and take some pressure off their forwards from out this end. I mean, that type of play that they just put on then can be fruitful. And
Ofo out the back to Harton.
But at the end of the day, the guys have got to get into dummy half and give their forwards some reprieve going forward. So probably the two centres on either side, two wingers on either side. I know there's been a change at fullback, but they just need to get in there and give a hand.
Thoughts there from Cessnock Goannas. Everybody knows the big Swede up there, Steve Dunstan. And we thank Swede for his time as well throughout season 2014 in the Bar TV commentary box. We just spoke then about volunteers. And that's what it's all about, grassroots football. On and off the field. This is Liam McKenna. This is Miller. Runs into Rob Mason. 6 minutes to go before half time. They continue up the side. They've had success. This is Mannion. McKenna. Murray kicking for his winger. Hendry, can he come down with it? No, he can't, but Gordon does try. What another leap. Referee says try. Brilliant. We've seen some classic tries from the air this afternoon.
Yeah, really good try there from Western. They've been building to that in the last 5 minutes or so. As I said, they've got up here and they've got some really good field position, and if you add it all up, it's position versus possession, and they've had both. So that's what that pinpoint kick there. And Williams he just did too well in the air, and easy try there to West, and right on half time, that's going to make a big difference.
Here's the replay. It's been a slow start, but the team of champions coming good in the last 5 minutes. And there's the try there to Steve Gordon. And this is it again. Look at that leap over the top of the 17, who is Chance Burgess. and he just kicked it in disgust. But just the leap was too good from Gordon, and he knows how to score a try. Of course, he's the Western Suburbs Rosellas highest point scorer for the club. 4 tries, 28 goals, and his personal tally, Steve, is 72.
Yeah, fantastic effort. He's a real stalwart of the Western Suburbs League team, and deservedly so.
So here's the kick now from Brad Murray. 10 metres in from the touchline. Moves in. He's bringing this back around. It looks okay. He's got it. So Western Suburbs have been able to convert the try for Steve Gordon, and it's 14 points to 8 on the Bar TV scoreboard with 4 minutes to go in the first half.
I'm just looking down at the Lakes bench there. Stone and Kelly are on the bench, and I don't think Stone looks that good. He may be carrying an arm injury or something. He may not be going back out there. It looks like they lost 2 players already, probably down to a 15-man side at the moment. So Lakes are really going to have to aim up here in these last 4 minutes to make sure West don't put a quick one on them off the back of a try.
Yeah, dangerous period of the game for Seagulls. Came out at 150 miles an hour, but they've dropped back to about 70% capacity, and this is when the Rosellas can strike and hurt you. Leading into half-time, 16 points to 8. The defending premiers up by 8 points here. Tafua crossing the 40-metre line. Put away there by Nathan Campbell. Continuing to come the eastern side of the field. Murray kicking back into the middle of the field. Yellow boots, gee, don't they stand out a mile and a half. This is Vaker. Jamie, the first name, of course. And he looks like he might not be having another run today with his yellow boots. He's down and out, 30 metres out from his own goal line.
I think he just picked up an ankle injury, and it was the way the tackle came in. The guy came in over top as well. Ankle or knee. Just probably went the wrong way. He's got his hand down on his lower leg, so it's more likely an ankle injury. Look, Lakes they've just dropped off. That was another good set by West. They went easy 70 metres up the field, and just shows that there can be a quick change around, and West are a team that will put points on you in the blink of an eye. So you've got to be very, very switched on.
So 3 minutes on the official scoreboard here at Harker Oval remaining. That's the second tackle of the match in this set of 6, I should say. They cross the 30-metre line. Iconofo hasn't seen much of the football on the wing. Plays the ball back now. Crossing the 40-metre line they come. This is Brent Gentles offloading, and they've lost it. Scrum will go down, and Larry Tafua revving his charges up, slapping his hands. He knows that they could go in after this set.
Yeah, a little bit of love in the West side now, and we've seen that lacking in the last couple of weeks. A lot of guys going out there backing, a lot of encouragement going on, and they look as though they're really up for this after Lake scored that second try. Someone behind the lines obviously made them aware of how important this is.
So Porter will have to have it again, as you heard there from the referee. The Seagulls, they weren't ready there. So he's just having a chat there to Jade Porter. As we mentioned, if you just tuned to the telecast, he wants to stay at the club, but there's speculation about Riley Brown possibly coming down from Cessnock. Here's the chance. This is Lamb down the sideline. Beat 1, beat 2. Down to the 15-metre line. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Mannion offloading. Blanche. Numbers this way. They go themselves. Scott Blanche. He's still going. Can he get it down? He's over. He scores the try. Oh, he said it's no try, but I'm pretty sure he's got that ball down when he was still struggling his way to the goal line.
Well, they can't go up to the video referee here because he doesn't exist.
But if it did exist, it would have been a try.
Well,
I've seen it.
You're probably right.
We'll have a look at the replay coming into half-time with that, but it's still on for them. 10 metres away from the line. Williams is with the football. This is Murray. Backer comes the Miller. Hard and straight towards the goal line.
Lake's very short on left, West left there, right.
McKenna. A metre short of the line. Ooh, 1 minute to go. They've got to score. Oh, he slipped over there, Jade Porter. And it's time off. Time off here at Harker Oval.
It's a handover.
And it's a handover, and that is half time. Here we go. The siren goes in the background, and that's all she wrote for the first 40 minutes here at Harker Oval. It's the defending premiers over Lakes United by 16 points to 8.
I think the score's a lot closer than we can see at the moment, like 16.8. Probably doesn't represent Lakes' effort in the game so far. However, the second half will be whether Lakes can come out and put some pressure on West in the first opening 15 minutes, because that's where it's got to happen. Otherwise, I think their season's probably well and truly over.
Okay, well, the defending premiers owing for 3 grand finals. Before we go to the referee package with Kylie Aylett and Tom, let's just have a look and see if the Rosella got the ball down. Look to me, he was over the line. He was going and going, and he's got it down.
Absolutely. Without doubt.
Without no question of a doubt, Swede. Yeah, you're right.
I just think the referee was poorly positioned. He got behind the 2 Lakes players in the ruck, and he couldn't see what was actually going on there. So
yeah,
made it difficult. But that's where games are lost and won.
Okay, well, throughout the week, Steve, we actually caught up with Tom and Kylie Aylett, and a fascinating insight into the life of a country rugby league referee. And, of course, they're our referees in the Newcastle Rugby League competition. You'll enjoy this. Here's the interview throughout the week.
I'm joined by Tom and Kylie Aylett. How are you guys?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Tom, first of all, how did you start in refereeing?
There was a footy park about at the end of the street, about 100 metres down from where I lived when I was a kid, and used to go down there every Saturday and got involved. That way I met a few of the referees down there, and they told me one day to come along and do a referee's course, and I was about 13 at that point, and from there on I went.
And Kylie, what about yourself?
Growing up in football, being a ball girl for 9 or 10 years, being involved with football,
Yeah, I guess you've loved it for so long now. What do you enjoy most about it?
Well, to be honest, I look at it in terms of I get paid to keep fit. I think I see all these people, especially at work, and pay a lot of money to go to the gym, and I get paid to keep fit, and give me something outside work to focus on, and it's a good stress release. It's funny saying that, but it is. And it's just something. It's another habit and a hobby that we share together. That is something mutual between us. So yeah.
I guess it's a rare combination, husband, wife, touchy, referee. Who's the boss out on the field?
I don't think I've. The first time we met, I touched one of your games, so that's your claim to fame. But
that's right.
Up here, you touched my games, but it has been noted by a couple of players on the field about who's in charge. So you usually get a comment about, Tom, are you refereeing this game? Was it Kylie? And is it the same at home and things like that? So yeah, the questions like that get asked by the players on the field in a bit of good banter.
Has there ever been times where you've taken the field back home?
Oh, I don't think. After each game, we have to review our games, and there's been been times where I don't think we've agreed
discussions
on decisions in games, but that's kind of where it really stays. It hasn't caused me to sleep on the lounge or anything like that. It doesn't go that far, but certainly sometimes we, even just watching say like Friday Night Football, generally we have the same mindset about something, but there can be differences there.
You touched on there the players. Generally, they're pretty good.
Yep.
What do they think about husband and wife? Oh, I guess a lot of them may not even know.
No, I wouldn't think many know.
Yeah, no one said anything to me. It's more him when he's in the middle.
Yeah, but different players that we know personally, like some players that their children go to our daughter's school and things like that know that or mention, is Kylie out there today? Always tell me and things like that. So yeah.
And Kylie, I guess there's not that many ladies refereeing across rugby league in Australia. What would you say to encourage more ladies into the game?
To do it, to join your local association and get involved. You get a lot out of it, that's for sure.
And back home, you've got a few kids now. What do they think of mum and dad out on the field each weekend?
Oh, our eldest daughter, Mia, she thinks it's she loves coming along to games and seeing me out there or Kylie out there, and especially the bar TV coverage or something like that. I know a couple of weeks ago we were at a club for dinner, and I think one of our games was replayed, and she saw us on TV or watches the news and sees the highlights and they look for it. So yeah, it's funny. And then our younger ones kind of think every NRL game because someone's in pink. Oh, that's you, Dad. And I said, no, it's not, darling. So yeah, they get a bit of a chuckle out of it. Yeah.
Overall, I mean, how are we in the refereeing ranks here in Newcastle? I mean, are there a lot of people wanting to become a referee?
I think we're pretty well off right now. We've put about 30 new referees through this year, and I think we'll run some more courses next year. But yeah, right now we're good.
Yeah. So for a few
Yeah.
people that may be umming and ahhing about getting into refereeing, what do they do?
Shoot me an email,
Yeah.
which is ceo@ncrlra.org.au, and yeah, I pass that email on to our coaching director.
A lot of people would say it's a tough job being a referee. What would you say about that?
Oh, it is. I mean, well, see, there we go. You don't think it is, I do, but you're the one on the touch station, I'm the one in the middle. It comes with the territory, I guess. You've got to know that's what you're going to get yourself into. I think the biggest misconception is that a lot of young referees that they're going to, referee like the NRL, and coaches and spectators think under sevens has got to be like NRL. Everyone's got to realise everyone starts young and it starts at junior level to get to the level we're at now in terms of the bar TV coverage. We've both been running for about 15 years. So it doesn't happen overnight, and you got to have certain attributes like a thick skin and things like that.
Yeah, and are there more opportunities now in the game because at the highest of level, we have 2 referees? Are there more chances to progress quicker through the ranks?
I certainly think there's opportunities there, and I guess a recent example of that is one of the members from our association, Nick Bichel. He was touch judged. He touch judged their first 2 State of Origin games. He started out just like we did, refereeing under 7s and 8s as a teenager, and come up through the grades like us, and got taken to the NRL grades, and went from there. And culmination of his work this year was getting the first 2 State of Origin games. So things like that happen. It's not people on TV all start out the same level that we did, and the opportunities exist for kids to have that go.
So who actually looks over your performances? Is there a specific person employed that says, okay, this was Tom's performance this week? Who looks after that sort of stuff?
Gavin West.
Yeah.
He's our referees.
Operations manager. Yeah, so Gavin West is the referees operations manager. He's employed by the league. Gavin comes with an NRL background. He again did what we did and lower NRL grades, and went through and was an NRL official for a long time. When he left there, he's taken up the job as our referee's boss. Essentially, he goes through all our games each week. We have people at grounds there assessing our performance, and then all the coverage is assessed, and essentially he comes down to him about who does what game each week and come to the finals. But certainly, I don't think a lot of people understand the amount of criticism and also how our games have gone over, the reviews and the coverage that it gets. Certainly there's a lot of work going in on our behalf to make sure our performances are up to scratch, because obviously there's games on the line.
That's it, I guess only 30-40% is on the field, the rest is behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's right. Even attendance here at training, it contributes to your appointments in Newcastle. So
yeah, it's what you put back into the refereeing association and how you get from that.
And just hearing from what you've been telling me tonight, you wouldn't change it for anything.
no.
No, it's not something we have to do. We don't have to do this. Players don't have to play, but it's something we choose to do. And like I said, by choosing it and being here tonight and things like that, it's just it's an outlet. It's another something aside from work, something that we don't have to do, but we choose to, and it's something that we share together, and it's a good topic of conversation.
And that was Kylie and Tom Aylett. We'd like to thank everybody at the Newcastle Rugby League for inviting us up to Taro, up to the sports fields up there throughout the last few weeks. And just a fascinating insight, isn't it, to actually what actually happens from a referee's point of view. You know, every spectator, every fan, every coach, every official can go off, but the work that those guys do throughout the week and behind the scenes is quite incredible. And as Kylie Aylett said, she wouldn't change anything. She loves being a female in a male-dominated game. She loves the sideline. And who would have thought that they were married? Tom and Kylie. And of course, as they mentioned, they don't take much home. Kylie has always had Tom by her side throughout the night, so that's a good sign. But yeah, credit to Tom and Kylie Aylett for giving us access as well, and along with the board of directors at the Newcastle Rugby League, and of course led there by the CEO of the Newcastle Rugby League, Matt Harris. Big fan of Bar TV. Matt Harris gives me the program every week. I thank him for that. Here's the kickoff now for the second half, and the Rosellas leading by 16 points to 8. Can they go on with it? That's the question. And the Seagulls looking somehow to lift and get back into this contest. But we've only got 8 points, so anything is likely. They last met back in round 12. If you just tuned to the telecast for the first time, the Western Suburbs Rosellas got away with it on that day by 8 points. Final score was 28 points to 20. In fact, that was the last time the Rosellas, in the last 4 weeks, have come away with 2 competition points. Of course, they were rattled last week, well, week before the bye, with South Newcastle Lions got up by 30-6, and the week before that here at Harker Oval, Central beat Wests by 22 points to 18. So they're doing it without Callan Richardson as well, and Jake Finn. Of course, they broke a few rules before the previous Lakes game. They're back from overseas as well, and their coach, Craig Miller, didn't have any hesitation to drop them back into reserve grade for today's clash, I understand. So they'll be back next week when Western Suburbs take on Cessnock, and that game will be right here on Bar TV. So first set of 6 now coming up for the Rosellas in the second half. This is Dryden, 5 metres short of the halfway line. They're going to kick inside the 40. They're going to run it now. Now they bang it off the right boot. The ball goes downfield. Iconofo plays at the ball, spins around, comes back, and meets the shoulder there of Simon Williams, and also downstairs in Peter Mannion. And at halftime in the NRL, it's South Sydney 26 over the Newcastle Knights 0.
Yeah, a couple of big scores out there in the NRL. Or the real NRL here is currently at 16 points to 8, the Western Suburbs. But the NRL, the Warriors really showing what they can do today without Sean Johnson on board at 54 points to 18 final score. Nice to see the Raiders get on the board there. I'm sure Ricky would be happy with 18 points. Sarcastically, he says.
Raiders, the best season as well. Warriors coming over from the ditch and putting on 30-odd points against them at GIO Stadium down there in the nation's capital.
Well, without Sean Johnson too, the Warriors have done that. So Chad Townsend playing halfback for him again today. So really, really good performance by them. And they've got some big forwards. And the way their draw pans out over the next few weeks, I think the Warriors are going to be very tough come semi-final time if they make it.
Yeah, 10 tries to 3 down there in the nation's capital. They had 57% of the points, the possession. The Warriors, now Williams, talking of possession for the Rosellas. This is what they've got, and we know what they can do with possession. Put points on you, as this is Murray.
Good kick.
Testing kick. Who will it come down for? Oh, the Seagulls go up and come down with it through Matt Craig. Sensational effort there by the winger. And play is just about to get back underway up there at Brown Park up in or Barlow Park up there in Cairns for the second half in the NRL. And, of course, that's the Channel 9 game of the day. And back here, the Bar TV game of the day. And the washout fixture is unfolding between our very own eyes. This is the Seagulls up against the Rosellas. Trailing by 8, the Seagulls. Ball goes away from Blanche, 20 metres out from his own line. He's got room in front of him before the defence comes through. So which way will he go? He takes the line on himself, runs into Hawkins. And Harton's in there to combine in the tackle. So we've had 4 minutes of the second half here on Bar TV. You're with Peter Jolly and Steve the Swede Dunstan in the Bar TV commentary box, perched high above in the stands here at Harker Oval. And a tremendous view looking down on the ground. They go over the halfway line now. Good run. Sensational effort there. Down to the 40-metre line. Plays the ball there.
West really putting some dents in the Lakes side at the moment. The Lakes look like they're struggling laterally in defence. Notice there's a few of the subs that started the second half, and those two players, Sams is still off. So is Stone, and so is Kelly. So they haven't returned to the field. And on the left-hand side of the field, Vakaya is limping heavily from that ankle injury in the first half. He's got it heavily strapped as well.
And Danny Kerr there tried his best, Sweet, to get back into the field of play, but the Rosellas chasers were just too good on that occasion. And let's go around the grounds on the Bar TV scoreboard. South Sydney, they're in again through Greg Inglis in the first minute of the second half. So it's 30 points to 0. The South Sydney Rabbitohs over the Newcastle Knights.
And a couple of people mentioned to me on the way in the game when I was chatting about the game today, Wayne Bennett, myth or legend. I mean, I think we could put that out there to the people listening on Bar TV today. What do you think? Wayne Bennett, myth or legend?
Hashtag Bar TV Sports, and we'll get to your views throughout the game. Question is, should he go? Should he stay? Myth or legend? Two-prong answer in our Bar TV stat for this afternoon's Twitter. Back to the 14. This is Brent Gentles, 4 metres away from the line. The Rosellas on the attack. Murray back to Williams. He'll be hard to stop. Flicks it out the back. Lamb will score in the corner. Ryan Lamb, he gets his try after 5 minutes of the second half. Another 4 points to the defending premiers.
Yeah, well, really good try, and that's been building off the back of that dropout. Look, Williams made a very strong run into the centre of the park. Stood up, wasn't held, got an overhead pass out into the corner. Lamb took it wonderfully and dived over in the corner. But Lakes just look as though they've dropped off a little. They've got a few players here, injury. They've got a few spectators, if you like, in defence. And they really need to pick it up or this could blow out very quickly.
And here it is coming up right now on the Bar TV replay. I'll just press the button. Here we go. Look at this. The 3. Williams went to the line. We said he was going to be hard to stop. Over the top. And Ryan Lamb goes in the corner and scores and puts the scoreboard out by an extra 4. It's on the Bar TV scoreboard after 7 minutes of the second half. It's 20-8.
And for all those talent scouts out there today, if you looked at the number 16 for Wests, Liam McKenna throws a really good football, good on his feet, nice balanced runner and nice balanced defender. He's got a lot of promise and a very good future.
As we mentioned in the first half, you love a little bit of gossip, you love a little bit of rumour. That's why we have invented the Bar TV rumour mill. And what a man to squash the rumour or add to further rumour. Big Swede Dunstan from Cessnock. The rumour mill today, Steve. Jade Porter. He's striving for another real NRL contract here at Wests. Yes, he doesn't want to go anywhere, but this is where you come into it. Riley Brown, Cessnock. I understand you're from Cessnock.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Cessnock.
exactly right.
Ecknock.
Well,
Yeah.
I can tell you, I spoke to Riley, and the only decision that Riley's got to make is whether he gets 2 cases of VB or 1.
I so you knew where I was going with that. Is he coming here next season? That's what we want to know on the Bar TV rumour mill.
Well, I would say a decision's going to be made on the Cessnock coach this week.
And who would that be?
And
Can we get another rumour while we're going?
once that's been made, then we'll know what Riley's doing.
Of course, Steve Kidd in his final season with the Cessnock Goannas. How many years has Steve Kidd been coach up there for now?
Well, this is his first year
season.
up here with us, but he's been coaching in the minors, like in the reserve grade, for a couple of years. Very good coach, Kiddy. He's got a really good coaching structure. He frames things up really well, and he's not afraid to tell people what he thinks, which is always important when you're a coach.
Lafua cuts out them, goes away. They've got to score out wide if they can put it together. Gordon, he couldn't quite get it. Lost it. 15 in from the eastern touchline.
Try-saving tackle on the right-hand side, but I think it was by Josh Charles, and it had to be made, otherwise West would have gone in that left-hand corner. As I said, Lakes have just dropped off in their intensity a lot. This is the penultimate part of the game for them. If they let West in again, I've got a feeling it may blow out a little, so a lot of hands on hips out there, a lot of poor body language, so let's hope the boys can pick it up.
Of course, Steve's boys will be playing right here next week against the Western Suburbs Rosellas. That'll be another classic encounter right here on Bar Television, Bar TV. This is Vacar.
And we won't mind if a few of the West boys decide to go out during the week and Craig stands them all down.
And of course, that'll be interesting. I don't think they'll be doing anything like that for the rest of the season. He's absolutely filthy. And it'll be interesting because you'll be welcoming back Riley Brown next week too, won't you, Steve?
Yeah, we will be. Very important for our team that we continue to win. As I said, one more loss and we'll be gone. So, but, we're just getting the love back. That's what we need. The players feeling it for each other, and we've got a chance if we can go forward because we do have the structure and we do have the ability. It's just getting it together on the day and making sure it happens. And Riley undoubtedly offers a great deal to the side. He's a strong ball runner, good ball carrier, and he's really fantastic in the way he talks and drives and encourages people.
This is Gordon. Links up there with Michael Hendry. 4 metres out from the line. Let's see what they've got now. Comes back then out of Porter. He offloaded the ball in the tackle. Playing the ball there is Farah. Tafua. He charges towards the goal line. He'll be hard to stop. 3 men in the tackle. One of them there was Sherman. Still on for the Rosellas. Murray. Overlap out wide. Mannion. Held up in the tackle. Numbers to the left-hand side. Here's a penalty. Penalty to Wests. 2 out from the goal line. Hand in the ball is the call. So they're going to take the tap and keep it going. This is Farah. They're back on their goal line, as you can see, the Seagulls. 8th place on the competition ladder, taking on the defending premiers. Blanche. Offloading. Porter. Beat 1. Beat 2. Still going, Porter. A metre out from the line. Scrambling in defence, the Seagulls. Can they stop the onslaught? Larry offloads. How did he do that? Blanche knocked down by the Seagulls. 6 to go. Scrum will pack down. 10 out from the goal line.
Yeah, great scramble defence there by Lakes United, and it had to be because West put them under a lot of pressure, both left and right, at the ruck, everywhere. And they really got up, scrambled well. However, the knockdown means West will get another 6 at them, and they're really going to have to work hard and scramble again to hold them out.
Okay, we'll come to your Twitter comments shortly. But what was the question again, Big Swede? What do we want the viewers to answer?
Well, I just think, there's a fair bit of speculation about Wayne Bennett's future over the next few weeks, but let's put it out there and say Wayne Bennett, myth or legend? I'd like to see what people think.
Okay. Myth or legend? Hashtag Bar TV Sports. Should he stay? Should he go? That's what we want to know. This is Dryden. A metre short of the goal line. Wolford. Murray. Short ball. Williams is over. Williams scores. There's the whistle. That's a try. Second try of the second half. 27 to go. 24-8 kick to come.
Yeah, another really good sharp right-hand side play by Western Suburbs. And to me, West look like they're running back into a bit of form here, which is an ominous sign for a lot of the teams coming up in the next few weeks. Just look as though they've picked up the game a little bit, picked up the pace of the game, their passing speed. Like I said, out of dummy half, Liam McKenna is offering a lot currently. And his ball delivering to the edges and that is helping the players get the ball earlier, which is putting pressure on the defence. Another good try, another strong barge by Simon Williams. And I've got a little issue with this. I think the score is going to blow out.
This is how it unfolded. You're not going to stop. Big centre three-quarter from there. And underneath him there was Jay Sullivan. And, of course, Brad Murray also really taking control for the Rosellas here today. And Simon Williams is back from Hawaii as well for West fans, along with Peter Mannion. And just to go one step further, as the conversion is successful, Country have just got back from Hawaii and they played the Hawaiian residents, and Bar TV actually have that footage. And for all the fans of the players that went over there to represent Country, we'll be having that match with full commentary in coming weeks right here on Bar TV. Well, hallelujah. The Newcastle Knights have been able to score in the second half, but they're still down by 32-4, Big Swede.
Yeah, well, it's good to see Jake Marmo get over the line for the Knights. Look, they've really got to do something in the second half and win back some fans, especially away from the park. They've had a really strong game at home, but away from it, just got to show fans what they're capable of and what the future brings for the Newcastle Knights.
Well, a few people are tweeting in, he's out of touch, he needs to move on. So, you know, if that's what the fans are after, maybe it's time. Will the best coach go around next week? I think he will. He likes to go the distance, doesn't he? He likes to go to the final round. He doesn't like his reputation to be squashed one way or another. But the question is, his reputation, is it squashed with defeats like that? You know, I mean, it's an iffy one.
Well, it is, but, you know, at the end of the day, the coach can only prepare the players for the game. It's the players who've got to play the game of footy. You know what I mean? Whatever develops out on the field, the players have got to handle it. They've got to solve it. It's their job to do it. In most cases, that's what they get paid to do. And the coaches are paid to prepare the plan for the game. So at the end of the day, you know, it's a really tough position for Wayne Bennett and the Newcastle Knights to be in with CEO Matt Gidley. But if the decision's made to let Wayne Bennett go, I think there'll be a few hallelujahs from around the local community.
If you're on the board, would you let him go?
I'd let him go.
Okay, there you go. 30 metres out from the line. And who would you replace him with next season? Rick Stone favouring, in your opinion, Sweet?
Well, I think Rick Stone has the points on the board. I know Rick personally. He's a fantastic coach and he's well liked by all the players. I mean, being well liked, it's not going to win your footy games. Like, you know, having the wind at your back, it'll only win you a yacht race. It won't win you a game of footy. Yeah. But, you know, Rick has the points on the board. He's done a tremendous job with the second tide. So, and I think the players would like to see him there. And I think the community would get behind him as well. We need the 20s and 25,000s back at our stadium, you know, supporting our team.
Well, the fire, you know, I guess to add a little bit of more fuel to the fire, Matthew Johns came out on Triple M this afternoon and he's mentioned that Andrew has also been approached by the Knights to take on a coaching role, but I'd say that would be more of an assistant role. So you could probably say the Knights are firming with Rick Stone, possibly an Andrew Johns sort of combination, and of course Andrew Johns is still contracted with Channel 9's Wide World of Sport, so I don't think he'd be jumping out of a lucrative contract with David Gingell at Channel 9, but you never know. I mean, funnier things have happened. Here's the kick into the end goal area. What a catch! Up and down again. The Rosellas 5 out from their own goal line.
Much better set from Lakes there. really got down to the last tackle, made good ground upfield and got a good kick away. Unlucky at the end, the 50-50. West player went up on that left-hand side. I think it was Michael Hendry, and came up with a good ball in the air.
So, I mean, just reading into what Matthew Johns has said throughout the last 2 hours, Steve, I mean, looks like to me they're going to try and go back to the local suburban field, you know, the Rick Stones, the Andrew Johns, and, you know, the community want it, and they should have it, because that's in the day when we were getting 30,000, you know, premiership victory since Brian Smith. And a few others have come to the club. We've just haven't got the locals, have we? We've got all the Fijians and the International Pacificers running around, and they just don't identify. I mean, it's funny enough. I mean, you hear from the fans, they just don't identify with the culture, what the Newcastle Knights is all about here in the Hunter.
Well, it's the structure of the club. It's tradition. It's history. It's all that stuff that Newcastle is built on. That's what a coach, the right coach, brings to the club, and the right players. And if we have that tradition, if we have that etiquette, if we have that history, then there'll be no issues, and people will love them whatever they turn up on Saturdays or Sundays or Friday nights, whenever they play. But I tell you what, they'll play with a lot more heart and a lot more passion than they have been in the previous few games. And not that they haven't been using it, and the Alex McKinnon side of things as an advantage or an excuse, but I just think we're capable of a lot better.
Yeah, well said. This is the 4. This is Vaker. Runs into Simon Williams. 30 metres out from the line. And of course, the CEO of the Newcastle Knights, Matthew Gidley, extending for another few years as well. Here's a chance to get the ball back, and that's what they do. They go up, defuse it. Here's a penalty as well, as you heard in the background. Pushed in the back without the football. I think you might find that was 10 out anyway from the line. We've got 20 minutes to go here on Bar TV. The defending premiers have hit the front 26-8 after an early scare in the first half.
Yeah, so game's hit of a dull point after West scored that last try, but look, I think Lakes have realised they don't want it to blow out. As I said, West made a really good input in that last set of 6. Looked like they were going to go away and score down the other end, and Lakes came up with a frenetic tackle. So look, at the end of the day, it's all about committing in defence, and Lakes are doing that at the moment.
Lost the football there. The Rosella just short of the halfway line. Let's go around the grounds on the Bar TV scoreboard. The Warriors have demolished a hapless Canberra Raiders by 54 points to 18 in a one-sided NRL clash down in the nation's capital. And up in Cairns, a try to Johnson adds another 4 points to the Rabbitohs' tally with a kick to come. The Rabbitohs lead the Knights by 36 points to 10. And back here at Harker Oval, the defending premiers in control against the second last Lakes United Seagulls by 26 points to 8. This is where they wrapped up, 5 metres in from the western touchline. Stone, speaking of Rick, that's his son. In jersey number 12, he's about to get to the football again in the dummy half. Ben Stone, just looking left and right to see which way he'll give the ball to his props. And speaking of props, this is Tom Sherman. Runs into Ryan Petro, 34 metres away.
There's some real up-and-coming under-18s out there that have been playing in Lakes United's junior sides for the last 2 or 3 years, and Ben Stone is one of those, coached by Mick Sullivan. I'm pretty sure Jay's got something to do with him as well. Like, these kids have all got a heap of ability, and in the next few years you're going to see Lakes climb the ladder and be a real success in a real NRL.
10 metres out. Where's the kick going to come? There it is. What a good catch there by the Rosellas. And they pick it up and they spin down towards the 20. And luckily there for Jade Porter, he wasn't being able to collect the shoulder or the arm there, because I thought for a moment he might have been decapitated. 25 metres out from the line, because it was a big swinging arm. Didn't connect. Now they connect through their 3 in Simon Williams. Up over the 30-metre line. The kick up at Barlow Park was unsuccessful from Reynolds. So the Rabbitohs still lead the Newcastle Knights by 36 points to 10. And we've got 22 minutes to go in the NRL. And back here we've got 17 minutes remaining as the Western Suburbs Rosellas go over the halfway line there through Scott Blanche. 2 metres inside. Seagulls territory. Where it goes now. Comes back to Murray. Banks it between fullback and the winger. Going away now to collect the ball. Go the Seagulls. Running across field no longer is Denny Kerr. Time off here.
We got the touch judge on. I think the kicker was probably taken late. Not sure. I've just got a window pile on in my way on the view, but I think that's I'm looking at the
Well, let's go in and have a listen to the referee.
Just Jake, just wait, mate. Just go back. Just go back, Jake. It was just a late hit. It wasn't high or anything. Yeah. All right, just hold the mark for me. I'll speak to him. Jake, number 11, please.
As you heard there, just a
Number
late
11.
hit on the number 11.
Mark, can you just go back there for us?
Jafua told to get away from
Just go
the
back, boys. Yeah.
from the
I
scene.
want to talk to him. Both of you.
Nobody wants to talk to the referee. Now they do. Let's have a listen.
That's what he was saying. He ran into me and took a dive.
The report we've got, it's a hit on the kicker late,
Yeah,
all right?
all right, but-
That's all it's in it. Listen, I'm not finished, all right? Just be mindful of it because if it could become sloppy and become dangerous, all right? So onus is on you.
If he runs into him, but
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Dylan Harton giving back what the referee gave to him. Just said, keep out of it. Don't let any sloppiness come into the match in the last 17 minutes of the match. This is Williams down inside the 10-metre line.
picked up his game, Williams, and he's looking very dangerous, extremely dangerous with that running.
Williams inside the 10-metre line. Wolford comes the commentary side, cuts out to Fua. Chance out wide. Williams is in again. Here's the referee's whistle. Another try to the Rosellas. Well, the defending premiers, they've put it together in the second half and they're dominating the scoreboard 30-8 with a kick to come.
Simply just too good on the edges there. West just built to the centre. They went to the left-hand post. They set it up left and right. So Lakes had to cover both sides of the park. Came back. There was a cut-out pass over the head of the inside player. Hit Williams clean on the chest. He was too strong, too quick, and went in the corner.
Okay. And this is it coming up on the Bar TV replay right now. Just have a look at these cut-out passes. Cut out to Fua. It went over the top there, Romanian. And who was there to finish it off? You know who he is. Everybody know who he is as far as the Rosellas fans go. It's Simon Williams. And that's how you finish it off.
Yeah, well, just a mistake. I mean, Lakes obviously had the ball on the 30-metre line. They were penalised for a late hit on the kicker. And that's the result. And you just can't afford to do that against West. You cannot afford to give them any incremental sets that they don't often have. So, you know, at the end of the day, that's blown out now. It's 30 points to 8 with 15 minutes to go. Let's hope Lakes can keep it together. They've had a really strong session today. They've really showed up. There's some really good kids in this team.
Here's the kick from Murray from the touchline. He's bringing it back around. It's a ripper from the sideline. Sensational kick. Well, there's a lot more speculation about the Andrew John saga. Widewell of Sports are just tweeting at the moment. He's firming as a favourite to replace possibly Wayne Bennett. And the question is, does the Knights fans want Andrew Johns in a permanent full-time coaching role at the Newcastle Knights? What would you say to that, Swee? Would you want Andrew Joey Johns back in Newcastle? Got to remember, he left the town because he thought he was in a fishbowl.
Yeah, well, I know Andrew personally. He's a fantastic bloke. There's a lot of pressure on him as the number 8 immortal, one of the world's greatest ever rugby league players to ever lace a boot. I think we'd be silly not to have Andrew Johns back here running our team, and I think he'd attract a lot more people to our games.
This is Jade Porter
Here we are, move. Hold.
on the halfway line. Murray, flat, but it didn't go forward, went backwards. This is the last tackle, as you can hear from the referee. Sloppy play the football, may have been helped. Referee says it was.
Had a
Penalty
hand
on the
in there.
last. Yeah.
Got a hand in there. Look, you know, at the end of the day, you only have to look what Andrew Johns has done with Kieran Foran and Daly Cherry Evans down at Manly. These two blokes, they basically rule games. Manly are just about unbeatable with those two blokes on the park. And Andrew Johns spends, 8, 10 hours, 12 hours a week with them. It just shows the benefit of having a professional, great player working with players like that. It can be so effective.
And of course, Simon Williams, he ended up getting his hat trick with his previous try. So 15 minutes left. 32 points to 8. Wolf Murray, short ball, losing it forward. Baker cleans it up, runs across field. Very elusive player, isn't he? Little bit of Uwate. Quila losing it though.
No. First one's over here by West.
So the first one over here was by Wests. So the scrum will go down 10 metres out with 13 minutes to go in the second half.
Well, there's another rule that I think is a very dodgy one, the advantage rule. So he's let that go 2 passes. It's travelled 20 metres and he's pulled it back for the first knock on by Wests.
Yeah.
In my humble understanding of the rule, in the rule book, it says once the ball's travelled 10 metres, whether it be laterally or forward, it's game on.
Hang on. Put your heads down. That's it.
Thoughts there of Steve the Swede Dunstan. Of course, Steve the Swede, he knows what he's on about,
I did say humble.
in humble opinion. And of course, another score update from the Around the Grounds team here at Bar TV. Reynolds converts from near in front, so Souths now lead in the 63rd minute over the Newcastle Knights by 40 points to 10. Back here, penalty to the Lakeside. Oh, it's on here.
Come on. Walk out. 20. Hey!
Not many, there's no punches.
Take it out, boys. Come on.
Just a bit of restlessness. Referee trying to
Boys, come on. Let's go.
get it together here. It's a bit of push and slap there from Jade Porter and Denny Kerr.
Not many other places you can do that other than Julestown Tavern on a Saturday night around 11:30.
Now I know where to find you, Big Swede. Julestown Tavern. On what night? Was it a Tuesday night?
No, Saturday night.
Saturday
11:30.
night at 11:30.
It's a little bit promiscuous. So.
Let's go in and have a listen to the referee.
Penalty's going to stand for ruck infringement, right? Let's not turn it into that. Yeah, just talk to him, tell him, mate, all right?
Well, that was a beautiful ending. If you can say that in a...
Well, gone are the days when you could throw a punch and get away with it. Like, it cost you 3 weeks, so you're better off keeping your fist to yourself. A little bit of push and shove. The mealees now become like a little bit like AFL and soccer. You know, like a he said, she did.
Here's another penalty. Again to the Seagulls, right on the halfway line.
Did he kick that? Yeah.
They're just wondering if they'll give another penalty away. I think he's kicked it. So they've gone to the 40-metre line, so another penalty. But they're not going to get away with the tap. The referee's not ready. So 2 penalties in succession here for the Seagulls. So they bang it into touch, and they go on the attack beat sweet up around the 20-metre line with only 11 minutes to go here on Bar TV. And the washout refixture here. The Seagulls, gee, they haven't been down on this end of the field, have they, for quite some time in attack. Let's see what they can do. Trailing 32 points to 8. Mason right in front, the Rosellas goalpost. Stone spinning it, losing it again. Rosellas.
Yeah, double knock on. Lake's just trying to push passes here early in the set. They've really gained no advantage in the middle and was a slow pay the ball as well. Tried to get to the edge too quickly. Those lateral passes with the opposition moving up very quickly, put the catcher under pressure. He put it down and then West put it down in return. So it'll be scrum 10 metres out, West ball. And with 10 minutes to go here at Harker Oval, West 32, lead Lakes 8.
Steve, your side, Cessnock are back here next Sunday to take on Western Suburbs. What does the Goannas got to do to come away with the points next Sunday?
Well, exactly what Lakes done in the first half, and that's like compete heavily in the first 15 minutes of the game. That's completing sets, making sure we get to the kick, and not turning over any football. And again, defensively, not giving any penalties away early or late in the tackles, and not allowing West to get any good field position. I think that's the only way you can play them. Look, I see some good signs out of West today. They look like they've turned a bit of a corner. I'm sure that their coach is going to be a lot happier with their performance. Although they looked a little lacklustre in a 15-minute period there, they've certainly come home with the beans today.
Gavin West has just tweeted Bar TV Sports. He said, interruption of the 10-metre rule was NRL interruption when 2 refs was scrapped. So thanks to Gavin West. At least we know he's listening. 35 metres out from the line, and of course, you know, the man in charge of the referees, Gavin West. Here they go. Another try is on out wide. Down to the 10-metre line. Rosellas on the prowl. Backer comes away now to Porter. He finds Murray. Murray goes himself. Short ball there to Petro. Last tackle now. You can hear the referee in the background. This is Wolford. Where's the kick? They're going to run it. Now here's the kick. Porter goes high. Came off the back of a West player, I thought, but referee is...
No. Steve Gordon took out the West defender, Josh Charles, I think, on that right edge. They both went up and competed for the ball. He was just a little early on it. And, of course, the penalty will go to Lakes. 3 or 4 metres out from their own goal line on the right-hand side of the park at the Western Suburbs Rugby League Club end.
And here's the kick into touch. And, of course, Gavin West was instrumental in allowing Kylie Aylett and Tom Aylett access to Bar TV throughout the last few weeks. And we thank the Referees Association in Newcastle for giving Bar TV exclusive access up there at Taro. And of course, you know, the mics are also on the referees. So we'll come back to that as there's a chance for Wolford. He sprints away and scores. Loves it. Hands go up. Gets his first try of the afternoon. Referee points to the spot. First try for Wolford. 36-8 kick to come. But I was just mentioning there, Swede, about how the referees are mentioned each week pretty intensely these days. You know, the coverage is scrutinised, but credit to the Newcastle Rugby League and everybody for allowing Bar TV to hook up the mics, because it gives a fascinating insight from the viewer's point of view, so we exactly know what's going on out there in the middle of the field. But as we look at the replay coming up, Wolford was just not going to do anything else but score a try underneath the post untouched, was he?
Yeah, 2 lateral balls from West here out of the base of the scrum. It was a poor pass. It went down, picked up by Wolford. He scrounged around, went through, beat the fullback and went on over under the post unopposed. But look, if you go back and talk about referees, probably most important thing is people want to know what the decision is, and often we don't get a call. We see a penalty. We're not signalled on why the penalty's been given. There's lots of reasons why the frustration comes into it, and it's mainly frustration. That's all.
The kick is a beauty as well. The scoreboard with 6 minutes remaining. Defending premiers. 36 points to 8, so it's a 28-point ball game here at Harker Oval inside the last 6 minutes of the match. And this is Peter Mannion. Worked hard for the Rosellas here this afternoon. Of course, his first match back from his trip over to Hawaii to take on the Hawaiian residents, the Country Rugby League. And it was a big score too. 60-odd points they put on the residents. As they're keeping it alive. This is Hendry down the sideline, finds Williams. He's got support. Back on the inside to Blanche. He's going to go all the way and plants the ball down underneath the post. 2 tries in the last 3 minutes. The floodgates are about to open if they haven't already.
Yeah, exactly. And again, just on the back of a try, the best time to score another try is at that time. And Lakes just didn't come up defensively. If they had a short kick-off, was handled easily by West. They went to the centre of the field, came back to the right-hand side, where Williams, who's in everyone's eye the man of the match today, burst through 2 or 3 tackles, hit a nice ball back on the inside to Blanche, and he went in unopposed, under the posts, and blows the score out. West 42, Lakes 8.
It was getting embarrassing for Lakes. And this is why, as we roll the replay of the try, the kick will come from right in front, so that's a given. This is the lead-up play. Just keep an eye on supporting your man with the football. Never saying die, just supporting your ball carrier, never taking your eye off. And there's the runaway fullback in Scott Blanche. He loves it. He's got his try for the first time here this afternoon. And there was 4 Rosellas within 5 centimetres to acknowledge his efforts here underneath the goalpost. So it's 42-8 here on the Bar TV scoreboard. Put another 2 on top of that because they've kicked the conversion, and it's 44-8. Pretty identical up at Barlow Park in the NRL. South Sydney 46, the Newcastle Knights 10. Next week, Bar TV will be back here, telecasting from Harker Oval. Here's a penalty going the way of the Rosellas. In there is Daniel Harton. Let's go in and have a listen to the referee.
Boys, I got the penalty here. Jake, 11 out, just talk to him. Just call 11 out for us.
Calling over Dylan Harton. In there is Jake Hawkins.
They get in a dangerous position.
It's whatever perspective you have on that tackle. He just turned him up, thumped him into the ground on his back, but he lifted him, and that's against the rules currently. You can't do it. So it'll be a penalty to West, and Lakes will have to scramble hard here to keep him out and not let the score get to 50.
Yeah, just put him in a dangerous position there as the kick finds touch right on the halfway line. So the tap's taken. Wolford gives it away to Peter Mannion. As Gentles needs to move, says the referee here this afternoon. This is Murray. Sends it back to David Dryden. This is the second tackle. They release him. Wolford. On it comes now to Williams. Runs to the shoulder there of Jay Sullivan. On the third tackle coming up. Plays the ball back from Wolford. On it comes to Murray. Short ball to Mannion. There's the support. Back to Blanche. He'll score. He's in that corner. Thought for a moment he might have put a foot on the touchline. Referee touch judge said no, he didn't. Points to the spot, and Scott Blanche goes over yet again with 2 to go in the match.
Well, they defended the first 3 tackles in that set really well, but then West just with a couple of offloads on the right and left-hand side and up the centre. Got to the edge again. Another great offload in the centre by Mitch Williams, I think it was, or Peter Mannion. And got it away, and great support play by Scott Blanche, just up the right-hand side, near the touchline, scored in the corner. He's blown it out 48 to West, 8 to Lakes, and we thought we saw this coming.
And this is how it ended up coming. Mannion ending up on the ball. We'll keep an eye on the Lamb. Oh, no, Blanche is in. I think you'll find that he may have scored. We'll have another look. We'll slow it down. Close, but I'd give it.
If you have a look at the touch judge again, that touch judge is in perfect position to make a decision on whether his foot touched the touchline.
Yeah.
So full credit to him.
They've had a good day, the touch judges. Here's the kick now from Murray. We better not go there after yesterday, though, Sweet. He's still fuming about yesterday. Here's the kick from the touchline. Looks okay off the boot. It may just go left if it doesn't come back. Ooh, so close, but yet so far. So no change on the Bar TV scoreboard. 48-8. Score update coming in from the NRL. Reynolds was able to miss the conversion. And it's now Rabbitohs 46, Knights 10. And they've just scored again to make it 50-10. So they've knocked up half a century, the Rabbitohs over the Knights, and try scorers for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, Johnson, Reynolds. Well, Johnson, what a performance by the Rabbitohs. He's picked up a hat trick of tries, and points for the Newcastle Knights came from Clydesdale and Memo. And that's the game. It's all over here. It's full time. It's 48-8 in favour of the defending premiers.
Yeah, fantastic win by West. Just far too good for Lakes in the end, but Lakes picked up a few injuries in the second half, or the first half of the game, sorry, and in the second half it showed. There's a lot of kids out there for Lakes, and they'll take a lot out of these 2 games this season that they've played. Only lost by 8 points down at Carl Oval, and they were pretty much in this game at half time. But as I said, West have just stepped it up a bit. They look a really good side running into the finals.
Steve Brad Murray, Jade Porter, all had good games this afternoon for the Rosellas as well.
Yeah, Simon Williams, though, from my point, absolutely outstanding. Just too big, too strong for his opposition. And I also thought Scott Blanche, playing at fullback, showed he can be troubling. And in the forwards, if you just look, Williams, Mannion, Lucas Miller all played strong. And I really like the look of Liam McKenna, the young hooker who came on as a sub throughout that game. He shows a real deal of promise.
So, mate, you've got a lot to go back and tell Steve Kidd about this match before you guys come back down here next Sunday and take on the defending premier. So
Well, I think it'll be a big one.
it will be a big one, and the game will be right here on Bar TV. So I hope you can join us then. So, Steve, thank you very much for your contribution
Thanks, Pete.
throughout season 2014. All
Thank
the
you,
best
Bar
for the
TV.
remaining season as well. We've had a joy bringing you the coverage here this afternoon from Harker Oval. So until next Sunday at 3 o'clock when Bar TV is back here at Bar TV Oval. Well, that's what we've nicknamed it. We've been here so many times this year. Of course, it's the iconic Harker Oval. I'm Peter Jolly. Until next Sunday, it's bye for now.